Now, how did you guys get? Because in my mind, somehow I always associate you guys with Queen Latifah. But how did you guys get your break?
Yeah, that was later. That was later. I mean, as we built up and was doing what we were doing, there was this crew that was on already called Flavor Unit out of
Okay.
New Jersey. Yep, out of New Jersey. So you had the 45 King, who's a dope and always will be, a classic, legendary producer. And on 45 King, that was his crew, the Flavor Unit. And as we were doing our thing, we would run across them here and there, and they would see us as well. But we were just getting our feet wet and building up. And they were on already, but they wasn't fully through at the time. Latifah was through, and Lati was through, at the time. And actually, yeah, and then Chill Rob G was through, from the Flavor Unit, and the rest of the guys were still coming up. But they had their thing already. They already had their crew already.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were trying to just figure out any way that we can to kick a door in. So we threw a party ourselves, and we invited the Flavor Unit to come over. And they came over, and they actually saw us, and they liked what we did and what we were doing. Like I said, they already knew about us, but they didn't, fully see exactly what it was that we were doing. And at the same time, they didn't know that we were trying to get down with another crew or whatever, because they already had their crew. So once they came over, we told them, yeah, man, if you like what we're doing, we definitely trying to, be a part of a crew and trying to be a part of a family, because we're trying to get our foot in the door, man. So Shakim, who's the manager of the whole Flavor Unit, he told us, well, it's great timing, because right now I'm actually starting a Flavor Unit management. And I want to, you guys can potentially be the first outside of the Flavor Unit crew, artist or group that we take on outside of our original guys.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, cool. And we were just like, all right. And that ended up being like the icing of the cake of us. Once we got into Flavor Unit and got Queen Latifah, who, like I said, Queen Latifah was already on, and Shakim and Queen Latifahs are partners in Flavor Unit. That's who own Flavor Unit.
Yeah.
So once we got through the door with them, we got the politics behind us, and Shakim and Latifah was able to, politic us to a deal on Warner Brothers, who ended us up on Tommy Boy, and being presented to the world by Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I think that's because we always, Queen Latifah was big, and I always remember, that kind of endorsement coming from her, especially. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, big up Latifah, man. The whole Flavor Unit, Apache as well.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Apache. Yeah, all of the whole. Yeah, all of them, man. The whole crew. Lakim Shabazz, Double J, yeah, all of those guys, man. Like, they all showed us love, and they all continue to show us love. And they welcomed us with open arms as well. But we couldn't break the door down. We were trying to do it. We were shopping around. We were trying to figure it out. We were still called the New Style. Yeah. We actually, we got polished. We got polished once we got in with Shakim. And Shakim and Flavor Unit. Yeah, Shakim and Flavor Unit and Latifah, the whole crew. Shout out even Latifah's mother, Miss Owens, rest in peace. Like, the whole Flavor Unit crew, they polished us up and taught us, the game, and showed us how we had to walk this walk, man. And it allowed us to get through and come through the right way.
When did you change the name to Naughty by Nature then?
Yeah. Also true, what, another one, it's crazy too, man, like with all these times. Shout out Chris Lighty too, rest in peace to him.
Oh yeah, Chris Lighty from Violator, yeah.
Lighty was actually with Shakim at the time too. And Shakim, when they started going, Shakim was shopping us, which was his Naughty by.
Oh, you sound.
Somebody tried to call. Yeah, and Chris Lighty was shopping Black Sheep at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So him and Shakim were sharing office space, and they were working together. We were both they were both shopping, both of us. So we were connected at the hip, even with that from day one. And Shakim and Chris Lighty pulled up on us on 18th Street one day, and they just said, "Hey, we're taking a lot of meetings and we're doing a lot of things with for you guys, and we're getting interest, and people are starting to talk, but nobody likes the new style, the name, the new style. We got to change that name." Yeah, and right off the back, right there, Treach said, "How about Naughty by Nature?"
What? Did he have it before? Did you
Yeah,
ask?
he did. Well, on the new style, as the new style in our original demo, there's a song called Naughty by Nature.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a song called Naughty by Nature. Yeah. So that's where it came from. And he just was like, and we were like, that might be a little too long though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were standing outside that day, and he just was turning around. There was just a bunch of us outside, standing on the side, walking in the streets, just listening to music. And he was just like, look at him. He's naughty by nature. Look at her. He's naughty by nature. Look at them. They're naughty by nature. Look at all of us. We're all naughty by nature. And it started clicking at that point. We just went, And everybody went home and slept on it and came back and was like, naughty by nature it is.
Wow. And then the whole logo and the whole design, did that come later? Because you've got
once we got signed to Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, once we got signed to Tommy Boy, that came later. And the story of that is that happened over a dinner. It happened over a dinner. Monica Lynch from Tommy Boy was talking to a guy named Mark Weinberg, who actually did the logo. They were sitting at dinner. She was explaining what we were and what the group was and the name. And while she's doing it, he took the napkin at dinner and a crayon and wrote and started drawing Naughty by Nature.
Wow.
And that's why, to this day, if you look at why the Naughty by Nature looks scribbled and rigid, that's actually the little parts of the crayon breaking off while he's drawing it on the napkin. And he still has the original napkin. He still have the original napkin to this day.
My goodness. When you talk about, you say something like that, you think about very creative people just like that. Wow.
That's why, and now people are going to go back and look, and if you do, you'll see the Naughty by Nature is rugged and rigid. Like the edges of it is rugged, and that's actually the crayon pieces being broken off while he's drawing it on the napkin. And that's why I looked like that. And the only thing it was short was the bat. And when we saw it, all we said was this, because we had our own thing we were doing, and they had a little kid with a bat.
Okay.
So we wanted to keep the bat. The naughty thing, our naughty thing was always this naughty little naughty boy that had a bat.
Yeah.
So when we saw that logo, we was like, "That's dope. Just add a bat under the bottom of it." And he came and did, and then he put the bat under it, and it was done.
My goodness, that's amazing. The other thing is when you started with Flavor, did they teach you about the business? Did they say, "Look, man, this is what happens, points and publishing and all that stuff"? Did you know about that?
Yeah, they taught us everything. I mean, we had no problem with them. None of the, I know a lot of people, the horror stories that they have with managers and lawyers and all that other stuff or whatever. We had our ups and downs with the record companies here and there, but overall it was fine. But we never had no quarrels or no issues with Flavor Unit at all. None whatsoever. Everything was clean. And to be honest, we signed a deal with Flavor Unit, our original deal with them from the door, and that thing expired like 3 years after we start. I mean, or two, maybe like 1 or 2 years after it. And we were working from there on a handshake. We didn't even have paperwork with them. That's how good our relationship was.
Now, because I've probably interviewed about 50 R&B artists from the 90s and stuff, and 90% of them have had the opposite experience, apart from those who were signed to Untouchables, and they said Eddie F was very much, here's everything, so you guys know up front. What about Flavor Unit that they didn't try and take advantage of you guys, and but instead wanted you to understand how the business operates?
I mean, it's just just how they are. The people. I mean, everybody in this business is not shady. Everybody's not crooks. or whatever. So, it's just, we just luck. It was just luck that we came across some people that didn't try to take advantage of us. And that was really it, to be honest. They more or less wanted to teach us how to do it and what to
Wow.
do.
Wow. So that's we have to say, yeah, as I said, it's good to be able to see that from that early stage and see, because everyone still celebrates Latifah and the rest of the crew, and you could see why, because that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly. So you see it. And I think, to be honest, even with, I think the fact that Latifah's mother Miss Owens was involved as well. I think the company kind of took her mentality and her attitude and they followed off her morals, which at the same time follows, of what you see and what's represented in Queen Latifah, you know. So she was, the mother of it all. So she oversaw everything of what we were in
Wow.
there doing. And she didn't, she wasn't having that.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.
You know.